Greetings and welcome back once again to Gettysburg. I am your host as always. Now, where we left off, where did we leave off? Our cavalry was getting a bit battered. We saw the arrival of the 2nd Corps. The Federal left is still under a lot of pressure. And the Federal right is actually attacking, interestingly enough. So, let us see what has happened. There we go. It looks like we batched a partial hole in the Federal line. The Vermont Brigade is not in a welcome spot, unfortunately. Still, the fact that he's committed what looks like what I suspect is the 12th Corps to essentially smash my right, which is falling back, continues to retire. The reason I decided to retreat from Benner's Hill is just because it serves no damn purpose holding on to it. Meaningless point of ground for me, as it just extends my line unnecessarily in one direction. If I'm not going to attack Culp's Hill, why would I hold on to Benner's Hill? Hello, yeah, 100% the 12th Corps, as it's coming up from 20 Town. Which is down here.
With torn clothes, his better days are o'er. He's sighing now for
hello.
With his throat as dry as hay.
There's that cavalry that I saw coming up the Emmetsburg Road.
'Cause it's the song, it's the sigh of the hungry. Hard crackers, come again no more. Many days you have lingered, all my stomach sore. Oh, hard crackers, come again no more.
Hopefully, however, I can keep the pressure up and really just break him.
Across the troubled wave, 'tis a wail that is heard upon the shore.
Doesn't zoom in, Rook.
'Tis a dirge that is murmured around the lowly grave. All hard times come again. No
Still, I should be a. This is the danger area with Edward Johnson's division. Yeah, that's them skabuggered. Just because I just don't have the didn't have the cavalry numbers. So he's managed to just move up, and that's Devon and Davis. Still, I'll accept the loss of that bunch of cavalry if I can really do something with it. So I've got 12 guns set up here to strike any Federals advancing towards the York Pike.
The winter is gone and spring has come once more. The rebels rejoice that winter is no more. For now
In the meantime,
and the leaves are growing green. The rebels
Rhodes
rejoice
is in that
they
position.
cannot be seen. Then home, soon home.
If I can take the Seminary Ridge, I'll probably use it to reform for tomorrow as I move chunks of the army
We have taken up
Alright, they've taken Benner's Hill.
of our farms, and if the Federals trouble us, we'll surely do them harm.
But it makes sense.
For we have declared that our land shall be free. But if they stay away, how quiet we will be. Then home, soon home, home we will
Now,
be. Home, dearest home, in this our country, where the rose is in bud, and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark is singing home to North Missouri.
alright, the Federal line is still under a lot of pressure and is at risk of breaking. So I need to keep up the pressure. They froze them out.
Away from their sweethearts they have to stay, and lay in the woods by night and by day. For if by the Federals they should capture thee, they will be carried to the penitentiary.
Hopefully, again, I can keep this pressure up, because some of my units are getting thoroughly mauled. And that is a little unfortunate. More guns arriving.
Now my song is almost ended, and since it is so, back to the wars with all speed I must go, with my gun in my hand and my jacket also blue.
Take these. Where are they?
Oh, my dear friends, I must bid you adieu. Then away
Let's
from my
see.
home, away I
Yeesh.
will be. Away from my home and away, dear, from me, where the rose is in bud
Ow.
and the blossoms on
Case in
the
point, that's lost
tree,
36% of its men.
singing home to North Missouri.
38%. 32%.
When the war is over, I will
37.
come to thee, and we will
get married if we can agree, and when we are joined in wedlock's happy band.
We'll speed this up a little bit. This is the second corps coming up the Tawny Town Road.
Parting hand, but home soon home, home we will be. Home, dearest home, in this our country, where the rose is in bud and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark
And given the amount of guns, it might also be the artillery reserve under Hunt, which would not be a welcome sight. I do not need the artillery reserve being up here as well. Still, the fact that we know this is the second corps. They continue just trundling up the road. Yes. Oh, here comes even more of them. Still, I was hoping he would forget that officer sitting there. Out. Alright, they routed out and managed to escape. Alright, they are isolated. 5 units rout, the 61st, 2nd, 48th and 10th Virginia, and the 35th Virginia Cavalry Battalion, so 5 out of 20, 5 out of 10 units rallied, 25 out of 36 understruck, and 3 out of 4 units resupplied. So they routed, yeah, they routed, interestingly enough. Some there. It's mostly around the trouble area that they routed, and then a little bit over here. And there, interestingly enough. Oh no, they just fell back more because... Alright, that's Graham and Ward, Ames, Stannard and Baxter. So let's kick this off down here as usual. The troops of the detachment of the 16th Virginia Cav is going to head over here to try and get I'm not sure why I did them, but 16th Virginia, 14th Virginia. The cavalry is just going to keep on milling about for the most part. So, now, George T. Anderson will advance the 7th Georgia against the 6th New York Cavalry. Right, you pour it into them. There's Devon, Colonel Devon. Third Arkansas will shift over to start exchanging with them. We will also look to just blast them in the face with cannon fire. And we ran into the 12th New Hampshire. The 5th Texas will go there to try and help outflank them. But that will be Robinson doing that. Benning and his chaps will basically start to form up behind with the goal of being that little bit of extra oomph to dislodge this lot. Seams will advance with some more of his chaps, with his reformed brigade, and look to will advance to there. That hurts like hell. Still, Seams is reformed and is set to continue his assault. Wofford and his Georgians. The 24th Georgia will head that way. Longstreet will look to rally them while he can. Brewster and Graham. We are going to pour it into the 73rd New York, I think. And try and dislodge the 73rd. They will shift there. Kershaw. This is where a bit more potential for carnage will happen as I pour that into them. And then Kershaw will send his final 2 regiments forward and pour it back into the 120th. That's more like it. Ow, that hurt. But more importantly, the Federal line is going to be under a lot of pressure from all this. The 13th Mississippi, I will pull the 13th Mississippi back, and I will throw up the 21st Mississippi. Basically to try and get them maybe even a little bit rested. You're Barksdale, you're right, so Mahone Pouring into them boys. Alright, right. Ambrose right will advance here. And look to pour it into their flank again. It's not a lot, but potentially any fire is good fire in this case. Alright, Wilcox. Will lead his 3 regiments further forward. And Mahone will go there. Wilcox can go there. And then Wright will use this regiment to basically plug that little gap. Von Gilser, you will all blast on that one regiment and do a smack out job of, well, smashing it up. We'll just try and blast up the Federal guns a little bit as well, where we can. 4 guns, we'll shoot at them. Nope, it's just not worth it. So in this case, we are just going to turn our efforts to blasting the Federal line more. You're of no use because you can't see anything. You've only just unlimbered, so... Posey, you are Perry and you are part of Perry and the Floridian Brigade. I could throw the Florida Brigade back forward. 2 of its regiments are at least in a position to do something. Posey. There we go, shoot at them. Alright, 8 guns are there. I've just got to blast these twits out of my way. Because they're just holding up the attack, allowing the 2nd Corps to get closer and closer and closer. Which is not something I need. I do not need a whole fresh Federal Corps suddenly arriving. Alright. Scales. pour it into the 25th Ohio. You will pour it into the 75th. And not do a grand amount. Alright, I think it's time to throw up Thomas. We'll throw forward Thomas's brigade. To try and help. Stonewall Brigade did not enjoy that. Advance. There we go. We're just... You will attempt to rally them for me. Ooh, can you see anyone actually? Yes, you can. And you didn't really do anything, did you? Let's try these two guns together. Yeah. That did a grand total of almost nothing. Still, right, you boys routed because you just got smacked in the face. Like, ridiculously hard. Edward Johnson, you're going to go there. Going to start shifting about again. As it's going to be the only way I can hopefully even break this lot. Falling back. Yikes. As much as I want those 20-pounders to be doing something, you can't see anything, you can't see anything. You can only see up here, so you might as well. There we go. This is all Heath's division, so we're shifting him down here as well. We'll basically shift Heath this way.
The winter is gone and spring is come once more. The rebels rejoice that winter is no more. For now it is spring and the leaves are growing green.
Heath is now being shifted.
The rebels rejoice that they cannot be seen. Then home, soon home, home they will be. Home, dearest home, in this our country, where the roses in bud and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark is singing home.
What's my losses like now? 8,000. Yeesh.
We have taken up arms.
But considering this is day 2, that's actually, all things considered, not that shabby.
Do them harm, for we have declared that our land shall be free. But if they stay away, how quiet we will be.
Then home, soon home, home we will be. Home, dearest home, in this our country, where the rose is in bud and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark is singing home to North Missouri.
Blast at them.
From their homes are compelled to go and stay in the woods, in the bushes thick and low. For if they go home and ne'er attempt to stay, the Federals will come and force them away. Then away from their homes, away they will be. Away from their homes in their own country, where the rose is in bud and the blossoms on the tree, and the lark is singing home to North Missouri.
Alright.
Away from their sweethearts they have to stay, and lay in the woods by night and by day. For if by the Federals they should capture thee, they will be carried to the penitentiary. Then away from their homes, away
Alright, we'll basically seal this little gap.
away from their homes in their own country, where the rose is in bud and the blossoms on the tree. And
Gordon is going to come this way. I want Gordon to be in a position to... he'll act as Early's little reserve for now. It's not a lot, but every little bit helps. Rhodes is going to be in reserve for the time being.
Now my song is almost ended and since
So
it is
Rhodes is
so,
basically in reserve.
back to the wars with all
He's mostly
speed
intact,
I must go, with my
but it's
God
also
in
a
my
case
hand
of letting
and
his
my
troops rest
jacket
ready.
also blue. Farewell, my dear friends, I must bid you adieu. Then away
There we go.
from my home
That's Early's artillery.
I will be.
Where did I dump Rhodes? That's Johnson's. Hender's. There it is. That's all Rhodes artillery. Okay. still, all things considered,
When the war is over, I will return to thee, and we will get married if we can agree. And when we are joined in wedlock's happy band, and we never more will
Rowan, North Carolina guns,
but home soon.
the Palmetto, South Carolina guns. We'll just bring up all of Hood's artillery. And then over here, he's going to wipe that small detachment out, but that's going to have... Can't do anything about that. Still, I've lost what? 8,300? What's he lost? 6, 7?
You valiant soldiers, a story I will tell.
Near enough, anyway.
Bloody battle that was fought on Shadow Hill. It
Now,
was an awful struggle.
these two, I never did those, did I? Or these.
It was the
We might as well pour this fire into... Two of them will pour it into the 99. And then the other one, the 14th Alabama, will pour it into the 141st.
The drums and fifes were playing for us to march away. The horrors of that field,
Pour it into them.
for the wounded and the dying on Shadow Hill. About the hour of sunrise, the battle had begun. Before the day had vanished, we fought them hand in hand. Caused so many homes with deep mourning to be told. All from that bloody battle.
9 guns. Hopefully, the Federal line does finally break after this. But we shall see. The 7th Georgia I will push into that North Carolina, New York Cap, the 6th New York Cav, and try and overrun them. I can be seen by all the Federal artillery now on Cemetery Hill, but
Early the next morning, we were called to arms again. Unmindful of the wounded,
Let's see.
unmindful of the slain. The struggle was renewed. 10,000 men were killed. This was the second conflict to the famous Shadow Hill.
these Floridians, I have decided
The day was ended.
to throw the Floridians forward.
Thousands of brave soldiers had fell to rise no more. But I pray to God, thy Savior, if consistent with thy will, to save the souls of all who fell on bloody Shiloh Hill.
This is going to be
Shiloh.
an all-out attempt to smash the line once and for all. So, for now, let us bring up Alexander's battalion guns, and then the Washington guns rather, the Washington artillery.
We're tenting the night on the old camp.
and Hood's supply wagon.
A song to cheer our weary hearts.
McClaw's
Home and friends we love so dear.
is Lee in effective command of everyone? Yes, he is. So I'm actually going to move him here, just to give Longstreet a bit more breathing room, given that I'm contracting my line on the left, so on my left, on the Federal right. So let us see. I think that is that. Could commit lane forward, I don't intend to. Could commit these boys forward. I might as well actually. Not really commit them forward, but at least slot them into the line a little bit. The guns are just going to have to try and weaken the Federals as much as possible. But if we push on to the melee, of which I have probably 2 to do, this one for sure. As I hit into them, although they do have an exposed flank now, so they're going to get a hit. But no prevention. I lose 2. 12 men there? Okay, I can accept that. And then the 1st Texas, lose 5 men there. But I swarm over the 12th New Hampshire and send them packing. So again, managing to inflict some losses here and there. What other melees do I have? I can do this one, but that one's not going to be nearly as good, nor is that. Nor is that. That one, not really. Won't really get away with that one. Still, with the pressure, hopefully the line will break. He can withdraw 1. He can withdraw because I can't block that, unfortunately.
All you Southerners now draw near, and to my story
I could try and hit them, but I'm gonna lose too many because they're not disordered. They're not disordered before the assault, so I have to just waste a bit more time. It's 8 o'clock, so I'm thinking we continue to fight until probably early afternoon, at which point we rest. But we shall see. I could hit them from 2 sides, but not really much I'm going to be able to do otherwise. Still, hopefully, this will cause enough pressure on the Federal line that it will begin to buckle. So what's he got? Just under 7,000 to my just over 8,000. So our losses are fairly even all things considered. I'm attacking, and I'm attacking. I've been attacking very strong positions, but I'm just overwhelming it in the end, because I'm throwing 4 divisions at it. Make that 5 now, so it should hopefully break it. But we shall see next turn, won't we? So, for now, I thank you all for watching once again. I hope you have enjoyed as always. But if you have, please consider hitting that thumbs up, subscribing, or leaving a comment. It's all appreciated. Tell me how I can improve the videos. Tell me what you think my blunders are, because you might see them. I might not. But we shall see. For now, however, I thank you all, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye for now.